Shouts out to the Urban Influencer, the largest platform for breaking independent artists.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you to the Urban Influencer Radio. I have the pleasure of interviewing today Mr. Alexi Paraschos, who is singer, songwriter, guitarist, father, husband, son, and I'm going to throw in son, choir director.
You got everything. Exactly
Choir
right.
director. Oh my goodness. I really enjoy finding out things about the artists.
Yeah.
So that I could really kind of delve into what you guys got going on and everything else.
That's great. I'm ready for it.
Okay, all right.
That.
So,
yes.
So I might want to get some of these crazy questions out of the way first. Okay, sure. So first one is, these are my crazy questions.
Here we go.
What's your pet peeve?
Oh man. People not doing something that they say they're gonna do.
Ooh. Okay.
I'm a big believer in that. I'm a big believer in it myself. I believe if I'm not gonna be able to do something, even if it's something I should be able to do, I should let you know up front and communicate that, and then not have you expect me to do it. But it's a different whole thing to have you say you're going to do something and then not do it.
Okay.
So that, I will say, is one of my biggest pet peeves.
Okay. Next question is, what is your guilty pleasure?
Oh my gosh. We're diving all the way in. What is my guilty pleasure? I'll just say eating way too much ice cream, I will say.
I'm not going to, okay. What's your favorite flavor?
Oh, there are many. My favorite pint flavor, if I'm getting a pint, is Ben & Jerry's Vanilla Heath Bar Crunch.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yes. Not as amazing. If I'm going to like an ice cream shop, then I usually get cookies and cream and chocolate chip. Those are my kind of go-to.
Okay. But ice cream is good. I love ice cream all year round.
Oh my gosh. All year
round.
Yes. Yeah.
So no, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Okay, so those are just two of my crazy questions. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go back. But I would like for you to tell everyone the first time you realized that you had something special.
Oh man. Well, growing up, I had a lot of really great musical mentors, like music teachers and just people that were passionate about music, even if it wasn't music that I was into, just people that loved music and taught me about music. And so I remember one of my biggest music mentors, one of my old choir directors in high school and just now a good friend of mine today. We called him Mr. Reed. He was our choir director. And I remember he was the one that really pushed me in my songwriting. You know, I was 15, 16 years old, and I had told him that I wanted to write, and I'd written some things before, but he was also a writer who I really looked up to. So I remember during one lunch period, I was like, Mr. Reed, I got a new song idea. So he would sit with me at the piano during lunch and take that time. And I remember I played him this one idea, and right after I played it, he said, "That's a hit." Wow. And I distinctly remember that moment, you know, regardless of whether it was a hit or not, it was one of those moments that was like, man, like he doesn't say that to everybody. And that's not something that I hear every day. So that was just such a moment that was like, all right, I think I got something here that can move other people, that can, you know, make them feel what I feel. So yeah, I'd say that has always stuck out to me as one of my most significant. moments.
Okay. And I often ask people, because like we talked about, well, we didn't talk about, that was me messing up, but your project 25/8.
Yes.
Now, I honestly, and I'm gonna say this, I didn't know about you sooner.
Oh, thank you
And
so
it's
much.
because, you listen to people's music, like I've definitely listened to hashtag.
Yeah. You going all
Definitely
the way
like,
back.
yes, and I saw the video, very cute.
Okay.
So hashtag,
Yeah.
and listening to and thought it was interesting that you had the diner tour.
Yes.
Very interesting with the
Yes.
25/8 project.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that was obviously pre-pandemic, but yeah, I mean, the album 25/8 was based on the song that I wrote that was about being in love with somebody beyond 24/7, so 25/8. And when we were thinking about a tour for it, we were like, what can tie in with the project name? But that is really outside the box, that it catches people's attention, that is something new. And there's so many people doing those kinds of things, especially independent artists,
Right.
that are always looking for ways to do something different. And so that's when we had this idea. Diners are such an intimate setting. There's such a nostalgic feeling there. So what if we put on a concert in diners? We just thought that was a cool idea. And so yeah, we ran a Kickstarter. We raised some money for it, and then I reached out to just 10, little mom and pop diners from Boston down to Atlanta, and they were crazy enough to be like, "Yeah, let's do it, and let's see how it goes." I got a lot of no's because they were like, "Who is this crazy guy? Who am I
What are you
calling
gonna
a
do?
random diner in North Carolina, calling from Philadelphia? Hey, can we bring a full band into your diner?" Got a lot of just clicks right away, but it was just cool. It was cool to do something different. I had a great time. The band had a great time on the road. And yeah, it was just a really, really fun and exciting thing to do, especially as an independent artist, something like that.
Okay. So got a lot of questions for you.
Yeah.
With the new project, Love Odyssey. One of the questions I'm kind of going backwards a little bit, but with the Love Odyssey, one of the questions that I'm kind of wanting to go with is, you talked about your father and his lineage, Greek lineage, and Love Odyssey. When you think about it, you do think about Greek mythology.
Yeah.
So, being from Greece, tell me about the most memorable Greek tale that your dad told you. And how did it feel when you were actually in Greece? See, this got me interesting because, again, Greek mythology, all that other stuff. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, growing up, so like you said, my father is originally from Athens, Greece. And so growing up, we would go to Greek school. I grew up in the Greek Orthodox Church. And so I'm trying to think that I wouldn't say that there's one particular tale. Every now and then we'd cover, and I still have the books right here, like comic books of Greek mythology. So, Jason and the Golden Fleece and, Odysseus. And so I distinctly remember those, and the little pictures that went along with them. So growing up, those are still kind of etched into my mind, the tales of the Greek mythology, and they were all in Greek too. So it was really something only he could tell me and translate the Greek for us. So that we could, but then, yeah, I had gone to Greece a few times growing up to visit our family over there. We still, my uncle's still over there. So, I'd always been growing up, but it was always with my family and kind of under the supervision of my parents. But then in 2018 was really the first time I got to go and spend some time on my own. And that was really when everything took on a whole new meaning, because I was like there on my own and had some time to just explore. And I was like, let me go check out where my dad grew up and where he was born. I was like, it just for the first time was like, this is not something that everybody has, like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that group, someone that has it, just a very unique thing that, and it was so special to see that, to see the apartment, you know, and I was FaceTiming him. He was back here. I was like, is this it? You know, I took pictures. And one of the coolest things, you know, I saw his high school. He's like, oh yeah, that's where we, you know, we used to play soccer out there. And we used to throw books out of the windows for the high school. But one of the coolest things was I stumbled on the church where I was baptized. I was baptized in Athens.
Wow.
I just
Okay.
recognized this church from the old slides that I used to see growing up. And I stopped. I was like, wait a second. And I took a picture. I sent it to my mom. I was like, is this where I was baptized? She's like, yeah, you found the church where you were baptized. I was like, am I living in a movie right now? What is this going on?
Wow.
I just recognized, you know, the architecture, the scene, you know, and that was where I was, you know, baptized. So that trip was really what was like, you know, I never really brought that, you know, my Greek heritage into my music in any kind of way. But I was like, let me find a way, you know, obviously the music is more R&B and pop and soul and all that. So it's not really Greek music, but I was like, let me find a way. I think it might even be cooler to find a way to blend the two. And that's kind of how we landed on Love Odyssey.
And I think some of the lyrics, like when we're talking about space and galaxies and other things. So
Right.
I kind of listen a little deeper.
Yeah.
So you kind of feel the connection. So the other part of that question, I know that was a stumper.
Yeah.
Is you talked about different genres. I know that you are, when you introduce yourself, you'll say I'm R&B and pop.
Yeah.
What other genre would you like to delve into?
Man, I mean, I'm very open. I like to think that I think the more outside the box, the better. Like I always think those collaborations, that the ones that you're not expecting, are the ones that are the most interesting, you know, that really push the envelope when it comes to genres. So I'm open with that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's anything that I wouldn't do. I don't know. I just like living in that in between space between things that are, you know, that aren't super defined. Um, but I'm also, I guess I'd say I'm a big fan of melodies,
Mhm.
and yeah, I think though melodies and good lyrics, like those are always the songs that move me the most, more so than like, I don't know, like an EDM, something like that isn't necessarily about all that I'd be in it. But I don't know. I don't have a great answer for what genre I'd look to delve into. But I'm pretty open. I like to think
Mhm.
that, you know, we can come up with something, you know, me and somebody else can, yeah, kind of collaborate and come up with something different.
Okay. And so what is your creative process?
I there to me there's got to be a hook, and I don't
Okay.
mean just a song hook. There's got to be something about an idea, like an idea can be a hook. For example, 25/8, that was the hook right there. I was just driving in my car and I had this idea for, all right, 24/7. What if 25/8 could be
Mhm.
beyond, and it could be, oh, being in love with someone and being there for them beyond 24/7. Right there, that to me, that is enough of a concept that can be the whole song, that I can build a whole song around. So there's got to be
Right.
some hook. For hashtag, like you mentioned, it was just that chorus, hashtag beautiful, hashtag wonderful. So that's like the melody
Mhm.
was like, oh, this could be a catchy little thing. So then that's what hooked me in to be able to build out the rest. So it starts with whatever the hook is. Then I tend to go into the chorus and figure out, really iron out what the chorus is going to be, because that sets, again, the
Right.
kind of foundation of the song. And then from there, you know, everything else, the verse, ideas, the chorus or the bridge, anything else, the vamp. And, you know, I usually do it with a guitar or a keyboard.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. And I try to keep it quick. I'm not a big first draft, second draft, seventh draft. Like I'm like, I got to be in the moment. Whatever happens in that first hour and a half, that's usually the best stuff. And then anything after that there can be revisions, but the bulk of it, the bulk of the idea usually comes in that first hour or so.
Okay, interesting. I was also going to ask, got like a bunch of questions I'm trying to see.
Take your time, no problem.
So
No
with the
problem.
Love Odyssey project,
Hmm.
what would you say was the hardest song for you to put together on that project? By the way, I also wanted to say hashtag got an award.
Yes, yeah. I'm trying to remember which one. Yes, yeah. It was a hashtag it was a Mid-Atlantic Songwriter Association award. Yeah, and I think it was for the R&B hip hop category. It got the silver award back in 2018. Yes, yes, yes.
So I got an award, a lot of views.
Yep.
So which song was your hardest to put together on this project?
Let me think. They were all about the same level of difficulty. Like the process of this, I guess I would say, I mean, there definitely was not one distinctly hard one. I will say the process with this album was unlike anyone I've ever done.
Okay.
Because I didn't step foot into a studio once to record this album. And so it was my producer, Tony Moore. I sent him my little 1 to 2 minute little voice recordings that I was telling, with my keyboard and piano, just me singing. And he took that, he texted it over to the drummer who is in California, who laid down the drum track. He would take those drums, he would send the drums with my little thing. He would text it over to the bassist who's on tour with John Mayer, and he's on the tour bus. He lays down the bass for it on top of the drum. So the whole process, and then just 3 weeks later, he would send me back, after sending it to all these people, the next version of it. I'd be like, yeah, it sounds amazing. And then he would kind of play around with it some more, but that was how the whole album was done. So that's the first, I'm old school when it comes, I'm like, I've always been, you prepare, you rehearse with the band, you get everything right. Then when you go to the studio, you save time. You don't rehearse in the studio because you don't have time or money to spend. But you go there, you knock it out in, a few sessions, and that's your album. This is the first time where it's like I had no idea what anything was going to.
And you can't tell that it wasn't done together in a studio. So with that being said, have you all gotten together yet to say we're going to get ready to perform, we're doing something?
Yeah, well, so we started to do some live shows. We had one this past Wednesday night, and Wednesday before that. We've done a few live things here and there. We had the performance where I opened up for Maya back in August here in Philadelphia. Very cool Love on the Line show for first responders. That was cool. So that was the very first time we performed any of the music live. And right now we're still kind of behind the scenes getting the band together, but our goal is to do a live recording of the whole album in the next month or 2 months to be put out in early spring next year. So it'll give it that kind of live feel, and it'll be a video. It'll be like a live music video feel for the whole album. So that's something that will be really the next big piece of content that we're working on.
Wow, that's very interesting. Very interesting. And again, people can't tell that you guys were not together when you were putting it together.
Well, I'll tell you, I had nothing to do with that. Literally, my contribution was my little chicken scratches of voice and guitar. It was entirely my producer and these top of the line. Like I was saying on the call the other day, like these are the top people in Philadelphia, and the top people in Philadelphia are really the top people across the country and the world when it comes to making music. So I mean, I have Junius Burvine, who's produced for Jill Scott, and everybody else in Philadelphia. Jamar Jones played keys, Mr. Perfect on guitar, Paris Bowens, who, like I was saying on the call the other day, unfortunately just passed, but was one of the top gospel keyboardists and producers. And again, this was all my producer and the folks that he knows and his group. So I'm just grateful to have such incredible talent. That's the only reason why it sounds so flawless because they're the ones that come in and knock it out on the first and second take. And that's just
wow. And I've heard some really good things about Philadelphia and the music.
yeah.
Speaking with Jeff Bradshaw,
Oh
who is
yeah.
from that area. So
Yeah, I mean,
Jeff,
that's the same. Tony and my producer, Tony and Jeff, like they're, best friends. It's that whole same camp of musicians with Jeff Bradshaw. Yeah.
yeah, so he always, yeah, so awesome. So let's see what else I got for you. Because I usually ask the question, what came out of COVID for you?
Yes. A wife and a baby. How about that?
Well, congrats. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. That's amazing.
It is. It is very amazing, very crazy, I will say, to be doing all of those things during the pandemic. We just never obviously planned on anything like that. So it has been just completely life-changing 2 years. But I'd say on the musical side, we were planning to put out the album before the pandemic. Like 2020 was supposed to be the year of just dropping singles and starting to do live shows and all that. So obviously all of that was put on hold. But one of the best things about it, I think, is really the music videos. Like I was saying, we got to shoot a music video with Jadakiss and a music video with Chrisette Michele. And that's really, I think, only because of the pandemic, because everybody was hanging out at home, and so we really.
And I'm gonna go back a little bit, because I think we kind of overstep in one of the videos that really definitely brought some recognition to you, and that's Mine.
Oh yeah.
With all of the couples and everything else.
Okay.
Yeah. So see, I got you.
Yeah, compliment, Missy. Yes, man. Yeah, that was probably the most fun thing I've done as an independent artist. So yeah, like you were saying, like Mine was the very first single of the album that came out in April 2020. And obviously right during the pandemic, right when everything was happening, we didn't have a music video for it yet. And then a couple months after that, I forget who had the idea. I think we were doing like a challenge. We were going to do some type of social media thing. It's like record yourself with your partner or singing the song or something. But from that, it went to these virtual weddings that everybody was having. And I myself was having a virtual wedding in July. And so we were like, what if we just did a whole compilation video of these virtual weddings and try to, pay tribute to all these couples that are doing this very unique thing, but a very meaningful thing during this crazy time. So I reached out to, did hashtag COVID wedding. I tried to hunt down as many couples as I could. I let them know that I was in the same boat with them, having a wedding, but I had this song and I was wondering if we could use just some of your pictures and videos in the music video. And the response was amazing. We got, I think, over 30 couples from 16 different states, from I think 6 different countries and 4 different continents across the world participating. So it ended up just being a really beautiful thing. We had a little Zoom call with all of us right before the premiere. We got to, see each other on Zoom and just say hey and make that connection. And it was really just a special and very relevant thing to do.
And I felt like, after watching, I was like, oh, that's so sweet. So so we can't just gloss over that.
Right. No, that was fun.
That was awesome. And so speaking of that, it seems like listening to your music, Alexia is really into love. So what does love mean to you?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Love Balladeer, love Odyssey.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the first thing that comes to mind is kind of tapping into my Greek roots again, because the Greeks have different forms of love. That's one of the things that they're known different kinds of agape, which is, a more communal love. There's philia, which is brotherly love. There's eros, which is the more romantic, erotic form of love. And so I think that those kind of help or can help to give a framework to think about love. And I think it's important that it's not just this one thing, or it's not just the steamy, romantic, eros kind of love. That's, love to me has always been kind of in these different forms. Community is a big thing to me. Being a part, recognizing that we're part of a whole of something larger is really important. And then also being with a partner. Obviously, I just got married, and
congratulations.
That's thank you. But that's a form of love that there are those moments, obviously, of that steamy romantic love, but it's also, reliability and trust, and being able to know that we're there for each other, even when we don't like each other, or having to deal with a crying baby at 4 a.m. and it is stressful. And there's something about even going through that, just knowing that I'm gonna have her back no matter what. She's gonna have my back no matter what. So yeah, something like that is what I would say.
Okay.
About love.
Awesome. Yeah. Love. So definitely people are going to be checking into you when it comes to weddings and love and proposals and all that other good stuff.
I mean, that's always some of my favorite events that, I've sung at weddings and I sung at my sister's wedding and friends of mine. And I always feel like it's a great honor to be able to do that, whether I know the people or not. I think that's such a special moment. So for them to trust me with, being able to be a part of that is always really meaningful. So yeah.
Okay. Favorite food?
Oh, I gotta go Greek. Any Greek food. I was very spoiled growing up. Both my mom and dad. My mom is not Greek. She's originally from Minnesota, but my father met her when he came here to the United States, but she learned how to cook all Greek food and cook it really, really well. So they both make really good moussaka, pasticcio.
Okay.
Those are two of our staples growing up. Spanakopita, obviously. He did, anything that they make mean. The only thing that I've inherited, unfortunately, that I make all the time is a Greek salad. I stick to the basics.
Now, do you do it from scratch?
Yeah. I cut up the cucumbers, tomato. It's not much to start from scratch building a salad like that, But
I was talking about the dressing.
Oh no, dressing is just olive oil and vinegar.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah. That's all. Yeah. And we get the real feta cheese. That's the most important part. You got to get a lot of the stuff they sell on the shelves, and you're going, can't. No. It's insulting to mess with that feta. You got to hunt down for the real stuff. That's what make or break the Greek salad, is that feta cheese.
Okay. Thank you for the tip. We all need that.
But I will say, when you go to Greece, your trip in Greece, you're not going to go wrong. Any of those places, like, those are the best, freshest ingredients on those salads, the feta cheese, like all of it. There's no way any salad you can make anywhere in the United States will come close to any of the Greek salads that you're going to have over there.
And I believe it. I definitely believe it, because when I lived in Italy, the food, oh my goodness, was just, it was just so good. So yeah. Yes. And the fresh ingredients and the other stuff. So mozzarella di buffalo, it was completely, I became a huge fan of that. So
right. And the Mediterranean cuisine in general has a whole lightness to it. I don't know. And obviously we eat, because my family's still over there. So it's, and it's disrespectful if you don't finish your plate and take seconds and thirds and fourths. They'll say after your fifth plate, "Oh, are you finished eating? Are you?" And then they'll be offended, like, "Oh no, I'll have some more." It's that kind of thing. But it's so good, it's just good food.
It's delicious. It is so delicious. So I would like for you to tell, well, we talked about that one. We talked about the project. Let's go back to your current project,
Yeah.
Love Odyssey.
Yeah.
You have some amazing cast among this project.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I definitely want you to push it so that people watching this will be like, yeah, I need to go download it. I need to share it. I need to put it in my rotation. So talk about your project, Love Odyssey.
So Love Odyssey is a collection of love songs. It's a love album, but it's R&B pop. Like we were really going for like a Michael Jackson, Thriller, or Off the Wall vibe. Like that was our very first goal. That
And I
we
can
want
feel
music.
that in which song was that one? I'm sorry for cutting you off, but
No,
I can
it's all good.
definitely feel that in, I have to pull up the, in Hand to Hold.
Oh yes. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. I mean, that obviously, you know, we are unashamed when it comes to our, you know, referencing where we get our inspiration, especially this project, because we want to make music that is timeless, that you can listen to the same way you hear Thriller or Off the Wall today, and you still want to groove to it. We want music that 20 years from now, 40 years from now, you can still do the same thing. So that's the type of music that you're going to get on this project. Like you were saying, I was very lucky to have a bunch of artists to hop on board. Jadakiss, T3 from Slum Village, and Mason are all on the very first track, Love Odyssey. Chrisette Michelle helped me out with the track, so we got a little acoustic ballad with her. Amina Butterfly and myself hopped on a kind of smooth R&B, kind of up-tempo R&B track called Everlasting Love, which just came out. Natalie Stewart from Flowetry lended her spoken word gifts to one of the tracks as well. And yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, I'm just lucky that each one of them heard something that they liked in the project. And yeah, I think it's a kind of throwback album. Like it has a very old school feel to it, but definitely very current and sounds very contemporary when it comes to the music of it.
Yeah, I think you did an amazing job with that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, so here's another hard question that I ask people.
Yeah.
Top 5 in your playlist right now.
That is a tough question.
It is hard, and it's so hard for everyone.
Right. Well, I will say I'm always listening to PJ Morton. I think I mentioned that on the day. You know, I've been a huge fan the last few years, everything he's been doing. I think his music is great, and I love the model that he is forging for independent artists. I know he's been on there. Who else have I been listening to? Well, Silk Sonic.
Oh, yes.
That just came out.
So with that one, I'm gonna interject and ask another question. Do you feel R&B is dead?
No, I think no. I mean, I think it, like anything else, it is evolving, and I think that it's very different than what it might have been, obviously 20, 30 years ago. So I guess, you know, I think a form of it is no longer represented in the mainstream, but I think that happens with all music and all genres, and I think that is just part of a natural evolution. I think obviously if you're a fan of that style of music, then that's, you know, it'll be harder to find. For example, you know, Silk Sonic, that's a very different sound from most R&B today. Right. But I think that there are obviously artists like myself and like Silk Sonic and other artists that really draw from that older inspiration and that older sound. So I think it might just take a little bit more work. But I kind of think that's where music is headed. Like it's not, you can't rely on the top 40 radio to be giving you what you really need or what you really want to fill your soul. So but all you got to do is go on Spotify or Pandora. They make it so easy now to find these unheard artists that I think it's out there. It just, might take a little more digging to get there.
Yeah, I just kind of mention that because I see the reviews and most people are like, thank you, Anderson
Right.
.Paak and Bruno Mars for bringing this, because it's
Right.
definitely that funk.
Yeah.
It is
Oh, yeah.
definitely that old school R&B. So
I
that's
mean,
why I just
yeah.
kind of interjected.
No. I think you're right. I mean, I obviously love that kind of music. I think they especially drew a lot from the sound of Philadelphia, that old, Philadelphia soul. So I definitely appreciate
Mm-hmm.
it. And yeah, so I think whenever you hear that these days, you're like, or I'm always like, yeah, I always miss that sound and want to hear more of it. But yeah, let me think who else is. I know I had them. I've been listening to going back to Frank Ocean's
Okay.
album as well, checking them out. Who else have I had?
You got two more.
Yeah, I got two
Well, you
more.
can name however many you want.
Right. No, I'm trying to think who I've been listening to recently. I know that there's somebody. Oh, I've been listening to with the baby in the car on the way to daycare, Stevie Wonder. I've been going through all of his albums. I'm trying to introduce him at a young age, starting with the class. So we're going through all of, Stevie's top albums, Songs in the Key of Life. And, I try to sing along with them and then he starts crying. So I got to stop singing. So those are everyone. Anyone else that I've been?
Yeah, one more.
One more. Who else? I think I also threw in. Oh, Layla Hathaway. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of. I don't know if you know Questlove's podcast, Questlove Supreme. He's got a podcast where he just talks with artists and singers about their experience growing up and how they came to be who they are. And so I was listening to he did an interview with Layla Hathaway, so I went to check out some of her old albums that I hadn't heard. So
yeah. I think I really fell in love with her first one.
Yeah, I think that was the one that I checked out recently.
Yeah, she did a song on there that actually was done by Vesta Williams.
Okay.
And that's what really kind of caught me on, because that Vesta first album, well, was it a CD or it was a cassette? That first cassette was, I think it was underrated. So yeah, so she has a song that Vesta did and then she did it. So I really love that first one.
Yeah, I mean she's incredible.
She
vocally is, and unmatched.
So my next song is, where would you like to see your music go?
I mean, I don't think I have really any limits to that. I want to be, I just want to be able to wake up and make music. That's what I've always said. I don't have any real, and that could be being famous. That could be not being. I'm fine. I'm cool behind the scenes, being that no-name dude that is just.
I doubt that.
Oh no! I am fine. I as long as I'm up making music, I am cool with that, and not having to worry about social media. That all that to me is a headache trying to keep up with all of that.
Yeah.
So, and so I'm fine either way. I definitely know that a lot of the career building, financial opportunity is in music licensing and get films and TV shows and all that. So that's really, we're on a big push right now. I got me and my team, we're reaching out to some music supervisors and trying to work on some of that. Yeah, so I think that would definitely be a cool thing to land.
And I saw in your bio that you already have some things that's licensed in some projects. So
yes, Yeah, my last album, 25/8, was licensed for a few different channels. And so yeah, with Love Odyssey, we're just trying to, work on that now, especially before we really do push the music videos too hard. To just, start to get the music out there and see if we can get anybody to catch on that. Because I think the music could work well for any one of those, for a movie or advertisement, anything like that. So I think that, that'd be pretty cool. But I think wherever the music goes, I'm happy to follow. So wherever people are enjoying it.
Okay. All right. So make sure you tell everybody it has been a pleasure. Pleasure. I enjoyed this. Please tell everyone how to get in touch with you, how they can download your music, because we definitely want the listeners to reach out and definitely listen to your music.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. Yes, likewise. This has been a lot of fun. And all my social media and Spotify, all that is my first and last name. So Alexi, which is like Alex with an I, and then Paraschos, Paraschos. And that's, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, wherever you find your music.
Wow, amazing. And definitely visit your webpage as well.
Oh yeah, AlexiParaschos.com.
Yeah, so please visit that and download the music. I also, you want to know what Window Seat? I forgot to talk about that one too. So I was listening to Window Seat and was like, okay, I dig this one. Especially the intro. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Window Seat, that was a fun one. That's my sister at the beginning.
Okay.
Speaking in Greek, and essentially a phone operator. The premise of the song is, trying to get, I'm trapped in an airport trying to get home to my love who's having a birthday. And the chorus is, I know it's late, I know it's a full flight, and I know I'm being a pain, but can I get a window seat tonight? So can you change my flight? And so my sister's talking in Greeks, saying, I'm sorry, we can't do anything. There's no way to accommodate you, all that. But that was a fun song. And I liked it. There's a kind of more of a storyline with that one, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the music video for that one is going to be fun as well. We weren't able to shoot in an airport.
Mm-hmm.
So we did like a road trip. I'm giving you the inside scoop because I
appreciate that. I like inside scoops. I like that.
So, but some people might have seen the picture. I posted one little video of our video shoot that we did. So instead of an airplane, where it's like a road trip, so I can't get on an airplane. So this couple picks me up, and they're gonna take me on a, with them on their road trip. But the funny thing is that there's no room in the car, so I'm stuck in a suitcase. So if you see my Instagram page, we shot the whole thing. They strapped me into a suitcase. They put me on top of a car, and we drove around and shot shots of me in a suitcase. Yeah. So that's the fun.
That is
It
funny.
gets a little wild and funny and crazy. So that's going to be a fun one. I'm not sure when that is. I think that'll be in the spring. We're going to drop that video. But that's the premise for.
It seemed like you have a lot of fun with doing all of this.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot of planning. There's a lot of kind of the less fun stuff, but the necessary stuff. I'm a big believer in having a plan before you just jump into something. So.
Mm-hmm.
Do all that, but then when the camera's rolling or when we're shooting, you gotta have fun. That's the only
so any tour dates? I know we talked about a couple of things, and some things you just think like, oh, before he gets off, I don't want him to right. Telling tour dates.
We're working on that now. We're booking, like I said, we've had a couple things, and we have a couple more things here in Philadelphia before the end of the year. And right now we're collecting our dates. We don't have anything set in stone, but we're going to be looking, especially locally, New York, DC, Boston, which is where I'm from originally. And so definitely one of those 4 cities, I'd say in the early spring, we'll be looking, assuming the COVID, we're always keeping an eye on that.
Yeah.
That's the plan right now to start doing the live shows. And then the big push, I would say, is definitely next summer. When everything's open, we can do outdoor stuff. All that will be the big time for the live Love Odyssey show.
Well, wishing you a lot of success on this project. You
Thank you
have
so
done
much.
a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Again, an excellent project for people to check out.
Thank you. And
So,
I will say, as an independent artist, you're always second guessing, you're always questioning, always, looking for, am I doing enough when it comes to promotion, whatever. So to hear, first of all, to have a platform like yours, to have, it means so much to have you take an interest, to have you do research on me, make me feel like a celebrity, like all that stuff
you
is
are a
so,
celebrity.
oh
You're
my
the
God.
artist. You're the
No.
music. You are the
I mean,
music.
I appreciate it so much, and hearing all the positive feedback means so much. So thank you,
Well,
thank you.
thank you for everything that you do in music, because without you guys, I wouldn't be here to share the music. So I
Good, good, good.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
So,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you download Love Odyssey. Check out Mr. Alexi Par.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. I don't want to put any pressure. You had it.
my,
You got it.
my turn.
Paraschos.
Paraschos. I
Yeah.
had it the first time, and it's
You
like
had
I
it.
gotta keep
Yeah.
saying it over and over again.
Yeah, you get it.
Alexi Paraschos.
Nailed it. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you follow him. Don't stalk him like I did, but definitely make sure you follow him and download his music and show him love. I am your girl, Missy E, the Party Doll, the Urban Influencer. Please make sure you follow us on all of the platforms. Follow your girl, Missy E Party Doll, on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Missy E Party Doll on Twitter, Missy Party Doll on Instagram, Missy E Johnson on Facebook, and you can also follow me on YouTube. It has been a pleasure. Y'all have an amazing day, and mwah, smooches.
Across the Adriatic Sea, a Virgo chased the galaxy and holds a star of its own. Yeah.
I face soldiers at war. God's the angel of death, blood painted over the door. Untainted, open, and pure was the love that I sought as I sailed to the isles with rust on my sword. The cusp of my glory, trust in my story. One of an angel who had fallen for me. Straight out of heaven like she slipped through the gates. A masterpiece on display that you wish you could take home. I'm on my Odyssey back. I teleport to her, but there ain't that technology yet. If I was rich instead of fish, I'd probably jet, but now I'm blurring with the currents till I lay my eyes on these lips. Yes, and lay a kiss that could make Aphrodite jealous. This love song going much further than I can tell it. I'm overzealous, girl. I'm super hyper zealous. My yearning for a burning more. I gotta fight the feeling.
Across the Adriatic Sea, a Virgo chased the galaxy and holds a star of its own. Yeah. Across the Adriatic Sea, a Virgo chased the galaxy and holds a star of its own. Yeah.
It's like we dancing the beat. We like the S and the V. I like to overachieve. I chose and I receive. I swear we in sync. I like a troublesome team. That's right, it's definitely love on the stream. I like to focus on goals and I don't hoes. I had to switch in my code. I mean, it's always a go. I mean, you never would know. But yes, it's levels we grow. I'm just a pessimist though. Let me spell it out. Any situations we be having, we can work it out. Read the constellation and we aced it cause we versatile. Never try my patience when I'm trying to put these verses out. So I'm super certain that it's worth it if we walk the aisle. I was just a nigga who did have a vision. Then we came up in it and switched the whole picture. You the best. And may I suggest it took a minute, but we here. Now no moment of fear. It's all fitting.
Across the Adriatic Sea, a Virgo chased the galaxy and holds a star of its own. Yeah. Across the Adriatic Sea, a Virgo chased the galaxy and holds
roll, you pour the urban liqueur. Presidential suite, do not disturb on the door. I be unsuitable, convo beautiful. I'm just thinking in my mind what I wanna do to you. Playlists on the low tone, we both grown. Eye to eye contact, no phone. But that I'm trying to get up in your mind more. When the chemistry is right, is when you find more. Each other's what we're designed for. Yeah, we can have sex anytime, sure. I'd rather do a little more build. Hopefully you feel the same way, Lord willing. It's worth it, the energy is perfect. Start off slow and then you let it surface. 1 to 10, how you rate this thing? Give it a minute, let's see where we can take this thing.
Across the Adriatic Sea, the Virgo chased the galaxy and home. A star of its own, yeah. Across the Adriatic Sea, the Virgo chased the galaxy and home. A star of its own, yeah.
Exactly how you make me, exactly how you make me feel. That's what you do to me, baby. You make my heart play a symphony, making me feel my whole world's in harmony. pussy on me. Put that pussy on me.
Mohead.
Put that pussy on me. Ain't gon' say a word, I know you fuck with my little homie. Hey, put that pussy on me. Put that pussy on me, bitch. Put that pussy on me. Ain't gon' say a word, I know you fuck with my little homie. How you city girls, bitch, you from the country. And you got a OnlyFans, but no money.
Where your money?
How the fuck you city girl, you from the country.
From the depths.
And you got a OnlyFans, but no money. Hey, listen, bend your ass over.
You better.
Drop the pen, bring your ass over.
Better pull up.
Hold on, I say bend your ass over. And I drop the pen, you better bring your ass over and better, bitch. Hey, you better put that pussy on me.
Oh God, you better, I swear.
You better put that pussy on me.
I ain't playing with you.
You better put that pussy on me.
Play with me.
I ain't gon' say a word, I know you fuck with my little homie, bitch. Hey, put that pussy on me.
Don't play with
Hey,
him.
you better put that pussy on me. Hey, you better put that pussy on me. I ain't gon' say a word, I know you fuck with my little homie.
Hey, oh, fuck me like you want me. Pull them thongs down, scream, no baloney. Hey, let me beat it till the morning. Sneaky link, you know I'm thuggin' and I'm horny. Bitch, come here. Hey, oh, bring that head to me. Bitch, you mine, fuck your nigga, per pussy. 69, let me eat it while you lookin'. Yeah, big dude. Chocolate bitch, pussy bacon like some cookies. Bend it over, stop that bitch and stop that wolf. Booty me, we can't cuddle, baby, we fuckin'. If I'm making love to you, bitch, you lucky. We fucking raw, then you my bitch, is no discussion. You my bitch. Hey, show me why don't drive me. So you done, drop the window, ho we vibe, ho we skating. Hey, cut the light off while you wildin'. Cut that off, beat that pussy, call the charge, domestic violence. Beat that hey, look, ride me while you smiling. What you smiling for? You can't say you fuck with big dude, ho on private. Ho you trip, take my soul, don't spit it out, I know you childish. She did me, pussy water, boogie boat, murder island. Murder.
Hey, put that pussy on me.
Put it on me.
Hey, you better put that pussy on me.
Put it on me.
You better put that pussy on me.
Put it on
I ain't gon' say a word, I know you fuck with my little homie.
My little demon.
Here for the weekend, bitch, you better put that pussy on me, and I mean, don't care about your color, baby, long as you free. Her ass in the air, Michael Jack, I'ma beat it. Bow, bow, bow. Hold on, run from them back shots. Cop some ice for walking around with all these fat knots. She sick me, you texting her on red, got you big hot. Pulling off from your bitch spot, make a bitch on TikTok. Yeah, ho, I just skirted off. Better make like this car, baby girl, and take this skirt off. Look, bitch, I'm a dog, but she gon' still call. I'm cool as LL, so let me dive up in them jaws. On God, bitch,
Hey, you better put that pussy on me.
God, you better, I swear.
You better put that pussy on me. You better put that pussy on me. I ain't gon' say a word, I know you fuck with my little homie, bitch. Hey, put that pussy on me.
Play with him.
You better put that pussy on me. Hey, you better put that pussy on me. I ain't gon' say a word, I know you fuck with my little homie.
Talk to God. You wonder where I'm getting all the drill. Talk to God. The way I give it, watch that money flip. Talk to God. Yeah. Bring the team when I go. Talk to God. Before I make a move, yeah, I'ma talk to God.
I'm like Rina, I just wanted what we got. Yeah, I'm cold. Every day I talk to God. Never lukewarm. I let the fire burn. No brakes in the whips. Let the tires turn. Ooh yeah. Covered by the blood drip. Ex-thug. I tell you what his love did. I was a drunk street thug chasing green bugs. Now I smile, man. He took away the mean mug. When you see us, I pray you see the light in us. No Google map. Holy Spirit guiding us. Yeah. I don't follow no agenda. I'm with the truth, boy. I don't do pretender. No tradition, no religion, man. I run the Abba. Labeled as an orphan, tell me how I met my father. I'm a king now, bloodline royalty. Sold out, never question my loyalty.
Talk to God. You wonder where I'm getting all the drill. Talk to God. The way I give it, watch that money flip. Talk to God. Yeah. Bring the team used to be a fool. Yeah, I'm tired of seeing the news. Telling right and left and independent, I don't really care about your views. Politics and propaganda, I don't wanna hear it, I ain't in the mood. I'ma probably talk to God about it, I don't really think he got a clue. What are you on? I'm on King Kong, Southern flowing with that new tone, me a new tone. I might pull up in that peanut butter with that two-tone. I'm trying to get like Kevin Gates and talk to God with 2 phones. Talk to God, you wonder where I'm getting all the drill. Talk to God, the way I give it, watch that money flip. Talk to God, yeah, yeah, bring the team when I go. Talk to God, before I make a move, yeah, I'ma talk to God. You wonder where I'm